I hadn't had a migraine in 17 years, and February 5th of this year, I had a migraine that lasted 52 days. I was in and out of the ER, neurologist offices, I was getting infusions, and one of the CTs that were taken during my 4th ER visit, they discovered an aneurysm. And believe it or not, by that time, I was grateful. I was grateful that they found something. And people kept looking at me going, no, that's not really what you want to be happy about. But to me, it was maybe the end of this horrific migraine. I ended up having to be admitted into the hospital for another treatment, which did get rid of the migraine. But Dr. He had been contacted when they found it and never believed that that was related to the migraine, and it wasn't at all. So I was set up to meet with Dr. He to talk about this aneurysm. And of course, I work at Providence, so I am telling everyone, what do you know about Dr. He? And all I had to do was say her name. And people said, you're going to love her. She's amazing. If you have to deal with this, this is the physician you want to deal with. So I was feeling a little bit better, came to the appointment and learned that I was going to have a procedure. And that scared the daylights out of me, because this kind of made it real that it was an aneurysm, it was in my brain. At the time, I actually knew of 2 other people that had horrible, horrible experiences because of their aneurysm. A friend of mine was in Africa and had this thing burst. So I was anticipating the worst. But Dr. He just has this way of taking the edge off. She's so down to earth. She comes into the office, the exam room, and just sits down and talks to you first. So, you're from Eagle River, and this is your husband, and we talked about all kinds of things before we got to this horrible aneurysm. So I felt a little bit better. She explained the procedure to me. Now I go for the procedure. I'm back to a nervous wreck, shaking, I'm crying. I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I work for Providence, and all these people are seeing this coward ready for this procedure. And then here she comes with the cap on, asking me what kind of music I wanted to hear. That was the last thing I was thinking about, and I said, I really don't understand the question. And she said, well, if you don't have a preference, we're going to play boys' bands. And that made me laugh. I was just thinking, she's going to play boys' bands. I thought it was a joke. We go in there, and you know, all the scary cold stuff is happening, and sure enough, what starts playing? Boys' bands. Okay, it just made everything relax. I got through this terrible, what I considered a terrible procedure. The news was good. I do get to, notice I'm not saying have to see Dr. He once a year. I do get to see her once a year just to follow up on it.